Hey guys, it's Tiffany from Bella Juicy Love. Hello and happy fall once again to everybody. Today I'm going to show you some save the date library pocket cards that I made for a wedding that's coming up. And I'm just going to hold my finger over the name just for a second because I'm pretty sure that Adam and Samantha would not appreciate me saving or sharing their wedding details with the entire YouTube clan. So just for a minute I'm gonna cover it up. I made the library card itself on Microsoft Word, and I inserted a table that had all the lines and whatnot that I wanted, and then to get the font in the places that I wanted, I used what are they called? Text boxes, and then I was able to format the print and position it however I wanted, and that finally it came together. But initially, it was a pain in the butt. So if you're a little more computer savvy or word processor savvy, you probably have a better way of doing it, but that's what worked for me, and in the end I really do like the way they came out. And for the pocket card, for the pocket itself, these were really easy to make, and I'm going to show you just one second. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to show you how I made these and what I used for the tag and the string and everything from start to finish. So here we go. For the pocket card, for the pocket rather, I used these manila folders from the dollar store, and I ended up getting 6 out of each folder, and they're 10 in a package, so I made 113 of them, so I used 2 packages. And I cut those at 3.5 by 7, and then I scored it at 2 inches, and don't mind the messiness of this. This is just a scrap, so I scored it at 2 inches and then folded it up. And you'll want to give it a really good crease because it's going to make it easier for you in the end. And before I glue it, and obviously I inked it better than what I'm going to show you, but I used Stampin' Up! Early Espresso and just inked up all the edges really well. And I didn't ink all down there because that part doesn't show, but I did ink above the 2 inches. So, and of course you can make it as dark or light as you want it, but just pretend that that looks wonderful and beautiful, and I did an awesome job distressing it for just for the sake of the video. Alright, and so to close the sides up, I tried a lot of different adhesives to see what was going to work the best, and what I ended up using is Glossy Accents by Ranger. And the reason that I decided to go with this is because it's probably one of the strongest hold glues for paper, and it has such a nice fine tip on it that you could get a really small line without taking up too much space for the library card. And it dries really quick, so I like that too. Alright, so there you have the pocket. And then for the card, after I printed it off, I distressed all the edges, and for the card I used Stampin' Up! Chocolate Chip. I didn't want to use all one color because I thought all one color brown would just be too much. So, and did I tell you that I cut these by 2 5/8 by 5 or 4 3/4, depending on how much of the card you want sticking out of the pocket. I ended up cutting them, all of mine, 2 5/8 by 4 3/4. You could cut them 3 by 5, but I found that was a really tight fit in the pocket, so I shaved off a little bit and made them 2 5/8. Okay, so we have the card done and the pocket done, and now for the tag, for the string, it's cotton string, And I got it at the dollar store also. It's called Utility String, and it's in their little hardware section. And this is kind of my go-to string for cards. It's really light. It doesn't add any extra weight to the card, so if you're mailing it, it doesn't require additional postage. Okay, and for the tag, I used my Cricut, the Bags, Tags, and More, and I think this is tag 2, but I could be wrong. I probably am wrong, so don't quote me on that. But any little tag you have, or you could even probably make these. There is a Sizzix die that has different size tags on it, or you don't even have to have a tag if you just want a little square with rounded corners or whatnot, whatever you want to use. So I used these tags. I cut them at 1 3/4 inches if I didn't say that already. And then I just used a plain old stamper with red school teacher ink, Real Red from Stampin' Up. And I stamped it diagonally on the front and flipped it over without restamping it and stamped it on the back. So you have one that's kind of bright and one that's a little less. And for the heart, the little heart that's on the tag, I used my scraps, which was Very Vanilla, which is the card color that I used for the inside tag. And I have this stamp that says love, and it has definitions of love on it, and I just stamped my scraps, and I really just stamped them kind of randomly, but once I stamped them, I cut them into 3/4 inch strips, and the reason for that is because I used the Itty Bitty Heart Punch from Stampin' Up, and it's not very deep, so I needed it to be kind of close to the edge, and so I just randomly punched out. I tried to get words that you could see in the hearts, like affection, devotion, passion. You get the picture. So there we have the little hearts all cut out, and I distressed the tag just a little bit in Early Espresso. Not much. By this point, after making 113 of them, by the time I got to the tags, I was ready to be done with ink. I think my thumbnails are going to be permanently stained from now on, but that's okay. That's the nature of the beast. Okay, and so then I cut this string at 20 inches. And you're going to cut a little off too. You probably could get away with 12 or 13 inches, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough to tie on the ends. So I just randomly wrapped it around the card, or the pocket, sorry. Oops. So that I had enough to tie somewhere. And I made one little loop on the front, and you can see the back is just crisscrossed a little bit. And the hard part, oops, I missed the step, but I'll show you that in just a second. I forgot to put the heart on, but we're going to do that. So I made one loop and put the tag on, and then I tied a knot. And another thing I really like about this cotton string, sorry, my hand is still, it's still hard for me to do fine detail stuff, so just bear with me for just a second. Oh goodness. And I hear my Patriots fans downstairs hooting and hollering, so if it sounds like a brawl or something, I apologize. The football game is on, and that's just how Patriots fans roll, so I promise there's no killing or anything going on. Alright, so also used glossy accents for the tag, for the heart, just a little tiny dab. This is almost my new favorite glue, the glossy accents. I really was in love with this one, the Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive, and I still love it, don't get me wrong, I still really like it, but the glossy accents to me is, it might be my go-to glue from now on for paper. So you have your pocket all assembled and your cards all done, and you're just going to go ahead and give it a little stuff in there, and you are done. Go ahead and stick it in the mail, and let me show you too what I was saying about the string, it doesn't take any extra, it really doesn't take up extra room because it's pretty flat, so no additional postage needed. Alright, that is it. I hope you all enjoyed it, and thank you. Oh, one more thing. Sorry. Forgot one thing to show you. I said I wanted to use different browns, and so to get a little bit of different effect on the chocolate chip brown, I actually sprayed the cards with Gilded Gold Glimmer Mist, and it gave it, you'll see, well maybe you can't see, but it gave it just kind of a little bit of a reddish tint to the chocolate chip brown, and plus a little shimmer, and you can never have too much shimmer, so it made it kind of classy grunge, and I'm really happy with the way they came out. And I don't know if you can see the shimmer because my craft room lighting still is terrible. But anyway, that's really it this time, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking in there with me. I'm terrible at tutorials. I hope you all have a really nice day. Bye!